Here we are, folks. Game 5. This is your boy Par73 bringing you the coverage from Myth World Cup 1999. Right now, it's the Sabre Rummers have a 16-point lead over the Fellowship of Stoneheim. It's quite a large margin. The Fellowship would have to get first and second place, which would get them, say, 8 points, and also prevent the Sabre Rummers from tagging any of their defensive flags. It's gonna be a tough one for the Fellowship to pull off, so we'll see what happens here. But breaking down what's going on with this game right here, it is alliances on untamed lands. The game type is flag rally. Each team is going to get 1 point for each flag tagged. First place gets 5 extra points, second gets 3, and third place gets 1. Nothing for that fourth place team, so we'll have to see how placement plays out in the final scoring here. Like I said, Fellowship needs a pretty large amount of points to come back at the moment. Unfortunate for them. Actually, rough road ahead of them. Let's introduce the Fellowship players really quickly. Baristic is Ballistic, Pooh Beard is Pooh Bear, Moby Dick is Mobit, and Flumox is Rumox. And they're up in the northwest. That's the 4-man Fellowship team. And in the southeast, we got Yellow Molly, who is Moliere, El Bastard, El Pegboy, Ol Atguy, and Atkinson. In the southeast. Those are the two Fellowship teams. And for the Sabre Rummers in the southwest, we got Whitey, Pete the Cabin Boy, and Scurvy Dog. In the northeast, we got Blackbeard, Yellow Belly, and All One Eye. So the teams start off diagonally. They're moving towards the flags here. Not enough PT for me to get through everything. Hopefully there was enough PT for the captains. I know I'd still be passing units out at this point, so let's see what's going on. Teams are going to scout their opponents' opposing flags out while they send their allied, or teams are diagonal rather. It's gonna be tough to tag their allies' flags. They'll have to cross the map. Looks like we got Scurvy Dog, aka Wayward One. He will match up with this southeastern force on flag 7. Meanwhile, Odin coming to respond to Moliere's pressure on their defensive flag right here. Blackbeard's going to help him out with that dwarf. Moliere in control of a lot of units here. And that bottle's going to dud. We'll have to see how that debris plays into the battlefield. And the Northwest Fellowship team, led by Ballistic, has captured one of Blackbeard's team's flags. All of Blackbeard's units have been pushed to this flag right here, aside from All One Eye's goal, who is tagging the backfield flags. And you'll see Moliere is getting pushed back by the abundance of archers and warriors controlled by Odin. Playing under the name Yellow Belly. And we got a pinch going on here as the Pink Fellowship team is going to push the black team from the north, and Moliere will be pushing from the south, although he doesn't really have range at all. It might be easier to see with the detail textures off, but he's far down here. And Odin's archers have plenty of range right there. But before we pay too much attention to this pinch over here in the northwest, Pete the Cabin Boy making some moves, trying to take flag 3. Pegboy wants the tag. Before Sabre Rummers can get there, I'm surprised Whitey wasn't there harassing, but Him and Pete are gonna take it slow. They're looking to capture that flag safe and sound. And Pooh Bear is gonna take a goal off the map. It was controlled by Old One Eye. Looks like Wayward One's just sizing up Old Atkinson over here. About to push him with some flame arrows, but let's go back north. So Odin and Blackbeard getting pinched now. Blackbeard letting his dwarves fly 3. They do have range. If they wanted to push that hill, they might be able to push those archers. But he's gonna back off and let Odin send some arrows that way. Meanwhile, Odin's warriors are in a scrap. They're engaged with Moby and also under fire with Ballistic. Might be losing those as Old Whitey's gonna be harassing Moliere with his goals, trying to support Odin and Blackbeard. And yeah, Odin's warriors go down there, so that Black Sabre Rummers team only has 50% of their units remaining. Most of it is artillery. And it looks like the Fellowship are now going to harass and look to take out Flag 6 over here in combination with both of their team's units. And the dynamic of allies is real here, as you can see Whitey's some of the only melee to be supporting the Black Sabre Rummers team right now. And they'll also secure that tag that they've been waiting to get for a while. And we have a victory imminent for the Yellow Fellowship team. Looks like all they need now is Flag 1, which the other Fellowship team is going to tag. All that's left to defend it is these 3 archers and the 2 dwarves. So Fellowship might be able to walk away with a victory here. They're gonna want to move this pink team into 2nd place if possible before they secure that final flag, but they're not going to. It looks like they're gonna go right in for the tag. And it is sudden death. We have some contesting on this flag, but Scurvy Dog will not get it there in time. And that's the game, folks. That is the match. So, breaking down the scoring real quick, we have 8 flags and 6 flags combined between the 2 teams for Fellowship. Will be 14 flags. That's 14 points. They have a 1st place and a 3rd place. That's another 6 points. We got that for a total of 20. And in 2nd place is Blackbeard's team, getting cornered and cut off from pretty much any support besides three goals of Whitey. They're gonna get 2nd place though, which nets them 3 points. It blocks this Fellowship team from getting the 2nd place points, and they're gonna have 6 flags as well. And the last place team will add another 6 points to the Sabre Rummers total. So 3, 6, and 6 is 15. The game will end 20-15. Fellowship winning the game. However, they've unfortunately lost the match. They will be losing the match by 11 points. The game was all tied up entering game. The match was all tied up entering game 4, and Sabre Rummers took control there on that dark map, able to successfully ball out and BC their opponents to bloody pulps. And it caught up with FS at the end of this game, unfortunately. Even with netting 2nd place and max flags for this team, it wouldn't have been enough to put them back in the lead. And that's the match, folks. So I'll get the total score for you at the end, but let's go through the individual statistics. So first up, we have the Fellowship first place team, led by Yellow Moliere. He's gonna go 7 and 8, 68 damage. Doing a lot of work, the heavy hitting for that squad. Able to secure the win for his team here. Old Akai, he was supporting with some goals. He goes 2 and 0, 16 damage. El Pegboy had some defense. Oh yeah, Akai also had some defense, but Pegboy looks like he gained control of it and was defeated by Scurvy Dog, although able to hold on to his flag here. He's gonna go 1 and 7, 21 damage. The Black Sabre Rummers team netting second place. Captain Blackbeard goes 5 and 8, 34 damage with his 3 dwarves. Looks like he had a couple other units there, perhaps some thrall or ghouls. I'm not so sure. I remember his 3 dwarves getting off a couple volleys of bottles though, but only netting 34 damage with those dwarves, unfortunately. Trying to just keep his units alive, perhaps not aware of the emergency that they needed to hold and defend flag 1. But next up is Odin Yellow Belly. He was at the heart of the pinch here with his warriors and archers, getting distracted and having to fight on 2 fronts. He lost all of his warriors and most of his archers. Still puts down 83 damage though, leading the game in damage. He's gonna go. He had 6 kills and 20 losses, and Old One Eye goes 0 and 0, losing 2. He has 1 survivor remaining, but not able to net any kills or damage. Third place team, led by Baristic, aka Ballistic of Fellowship of Stoneheim. He's gonna net 9 kills, 2 losses. He controlled the archers for his team. 72 damage there, leading his team. Next up, Moby Dick. He was in control of that melee fight, and with the support of Ballistic's archers, able to effectively take out all of Odin's warriors there and help open up this flag for the first place Fellowship team to secure it. Next up is Pooh Bear. He goes 4 and 4, 14 damage. I believe he had a roaming gold pack. Here it is right here, trying to hold on to flag 7. He actually walks off as what he has to do. As per MWC rules, you can't unnecessarily contest, but perhaps he also wanted to end the game regardless, before Scurvy Dog was able to come in and secure this flag and also secure 3rd place, which would have been about a 1-point swing at the end of the day. Maybe even a 2-point swing. It really depends if Baristic was able to get in the tag. Getting the tag after those thrall were wiped out, but I highly doubt it. But the 4th place team, led by Whitey, he's gonna go 5 and 7, 37 damage. Pete the Cabin Boy, 15 and 0. Just walking around the northwest part of the map and cleaning everything up. He's just late to the party and the defense of the northeast Fellowship forces, and also unfortunately all of the defense of that team was wiped out by the roaming gold packs. But Whitey's gonna go 5 and 7, 37 damage. As stated before, Pete 15 and 0, 55 damage. Scurvy Dog, I left you out last time. My bad, man. I knew I was forgetting something, so I was going through my script, you know? So, Scurvy Dog's gonna go 7-1 here, 55 damage, matching up with Pete the Cabin Boy. Perhaps if he had played his flank a little bit more aggressively, he would have taken more damage, but been able to, I don't even know, press these two flags a little bit quicker and secure some points, but, you know, it is what it is. That's the way the game pans out. And looking at the game here, in terms of damage, you'll notice that Whitey's team and the 4th and 3rd place teams are both going to get the most kills on the map here, surprisingly. 1st and 2nd place teams losing the most units, essentially not there to clean up the damage they've dealt. And Blackbeard's team is around this the yellow line, pretty much in comparison in both scales. However, they did lose twice as many units, and that's gonna wrap it up. So, as I said before, this game was 20-5. They're gonna lose by 11 points in the match overall. In the first game, it went 4-7 in Fellowship's favor. They followed that up with another 3-point victory. It was 6-9. Sabre strikes back. 11-5 in Game 3, Dark Canyon captures, and then a 16-0 is going to break the tie and put the game heavily in Sabre's favor, with that 15-20 win followed up by Fellowship of Stoneheim. That ends the match at 52-41 in favor of Sabre. They're going to move on in the top bracket, play against the winners of Civil and BMF. Meanwhile, the Fellowship will move on to the bottom bracket, and they play the winners of Glue the Moose and Tavern. Interesting to note that one of the Sabre Rummers, or one or two of the Sabre Rummers players, are actually in the Fellowship of Stoneheim, if not more of their players. So a little family rivalry here between these two orders, these two clans. And that's about it, folks. That's going to wrap up the match for me today, and for you as well. But you can always go and check it out on the Mac Observer website if you wanted to review the films yourself. They're still available to be downloaded. That's where I'm getting them all. So don't tell Mac Observer. They might just like stumble upon that part of the website and be like, I didn't even realize we're still hosting this stuff, because the MWC99 forums are no longer one of the only parts of the website that is not functioning. But yeah, I would like to thank them regardless for hosting all of this content. I'm having a fun time covering it. I'd like to see where these two teams go from here. And yeah, thanks for viewing, thanks for watching, and good games, folks. Final recap is 52 Sabre Rummers, 41 the Fellowship of Stoneheim. Catch us in our next match. I will be covering Civil and BMF, and it should be a pretty interesting match. And then I'll be covering the remaining two games in the top bracket for round 4, as well as the remainder of the tournament. So once again, Par73 signing out. Thanks for watching, thanks for playing, and GG's.